back, everybody, to Outdoor Power Tech. Today we're going to keep on chucking along at this Magnum 18 and see what all we can get done. I do know that I'm going to have to order a coil for it. It didn't have a coil on it, or evidently I misplaced it somewhere, but I can't seem to find it anywhere. So we're going to have to get that on order also. But first we're going to go ahead and start with getting our charging system put on here. And I'm going to reuse the old one. I'm going to reuse this old one. I cleaned it up and everything. That black isn't because it's dirty. That's just the coating that was on the copper wiring. There is some places on the top right here where it feels like the coatings came off, but as long as it's not touching the metal and grounding out, we'll be good. But we'll be able to test that once the system's up and running. But I do have a new one. Like I said, if this one don't work, we can put that on. But we're gonna go ahead and start getting this installed. And it was installed this way. So we're gonna go ahead and, first let's get this oil seal, this new oil seal put on here first. So that'll be out of the way. We won't have to worry about having to install it around the charging system. Or you can call it Stator, it's called a Stator, but we'll just say charging system for the time being for y'all. Right now I'm just putting a little bit of oil on this. Sliding on really good. I need to get me some big PVC pipe that I can slide over the shafts to put these seals in. But what I'm going to use is this punch right here. I have it ground down to a pretty big head on it. It's just completely flat. And I'm just going to work this seal around until it's in flush. There we go. Okay, now she's got to get one side in there. And you don't want to use anything sharp because you'll poke a hole in your oil seal here. Sometimes I'll use the bigger end too. There we go. Get this in a little bit farther. You're going to want it to be even all the way around. And that looks pretty close. Yep, that looks good. Okay. Take this off. Get our Stator on. That'd be pretty sweet if this thing still works, the Stator. And I'm going back with all the original screws and bolts and nuts on this thing. I had to put them on my wire wheel and clean every single one of these by hand so it would be all original. All right, now we still have the key on there? No, we don't. Let me see if I can find that key. All right, keys on the flywheel still. we going here? Slide that on. I'm just going to use my small hand impact on this for right now, just in case I have to take it back off. It won't be as hard, but this should be clean enough. All right, now, see what type of gap we got in here. See what it's calling for. Cylinder head, fuel ignition, oil pump. Crankcase. Let's see here. Take. Huh. Oh, here we go. 3 thousandths to 6 thousandths. And this lowest I got is a 4 thousandths. As low as I got is 4 thousandths. Here, let's zoom that out. Yeah, that fits. Let me get y'all over here so y'all can see what I'm doing. So both these have to be between 4 and 6. Let's see here. So pull up. Okay, yep, that's got drag on it. That's good. All right, let's turn this. How am I supposed to get a filler gauge down in there? It's been a long time. Exhaust can be 16 to 19 thousandths. So I'm going to go with 16, maybe. Let's see what we got going on here. If I can get this down in here. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, that's spot on. I'll go ahead and check the other side and be right back with y'all. All right guys, both of those were good on both sides. So now we're going to move to the valve covers. Get these installed. I've got my gaskets here for those too. We'll start on this side. Cylinder 2, that's what we have it marked as cylinder 2. Let's see here what we got going on here. I think, does this go on top like so? Let me check real quick. Yep, that goes on top like that. Let me get this cleaned up real quick so it's nicer for us. All right, guys, I made a mistake here. When I was tearing this thing apart, of course, all this stuff was dirty and corroded up. And I stamped cylinder 1 on here. As you can see on this side, on this side you can see number 1 that I stamped, or no, that's in the housing itself that I didn't know was there. But evidently when I cleaned this up and everything, I didn't notice that from the factory they had a number 2 on there. Let's see here. No, I'm sorry, this is where I stamped 2 at. That's my stamp, yeah. In front of factory, it was stamp number 1 here, which I didn't see because it was so corroded up. So I got these heads on the wrong side. So that's my mark. It's supposed to be, that's their mark, cylinder 1. It's supposed to go here on right here. So I apologize, guys. I'm getting these heads switched back around right now. I hope that you haven't been doing it step by step with me, putting it back together. But we all make mistakes. But I'll get this changed out real quick and we'll be back on par. All right, we're back. I got those switched around. I hope I didn't cause any issues for any of y'all. Luckily, they're sitting in my how-to videos. It's just a restoration I'm doing. But, yep. Let's go ahead and start back where we were. Get this threaded in. Get our gasket on. Then we'll put our cover on, like so. Okay. Now we'll get the one on the other side. Spin this around so we can see a little better. This gasket on here. Get our stud. I apologize, guys, for having them heads on. I had them on right the first time when I was putting it together, and I saw the stamp and I was like, oh, this is on the wrong side. So off camera, I flipped it. But it's all good. Looks like this thing had a washer on it. Were these lock washers? They probably were lock washers. I'll put a lock washer on there. I'll put one on the other side too. Okay, yeah, let me put one on this side. Just so we'll be matching. Yep, we can. So let's get our intake manifold gasket. Let me get these started. All right, let me see what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna get my other mount lift. Slide. I might have to change these. I might have to change these brackets once I get more stuff put together on it. Looks like they're off already when I got the engine. Okay, that's what's going on here. Okay, let's get our 1/2 inch. I always never can find my 1/2 inch. Right there it is. All right, got those snug. All right, go ahead and get our cylinder head bolts. And it's 15 foot-pounds all the way around, then 20 foot-pounds all the way around. So 20 foot-pounds is 240 inch-pounds. This doesn't go up that far. So let's see if I have the torque pattern here. Yeah, I have the torque pattern. Right here's the torque pattern if you want to see it. Okay, look at this. Yeah, that's how I'll do it anyways. I'm going to set this to 15 foot-pounds first, and then we'll go back to 20. All right, I'm gonna get the other side done and then let it sit for a while, and I'll come back and recheck to make sure they're holding right. All right, I'll be back in a bit, guys. Let's see here. We're gonna go ahead and start getting these side covers on. I've got the coil pack ordered, and that should be in a day or two. Let's see here, got some on the bottom here that we'll get on there. I think it's two of those also. Yep, one right here. I got my fuel pump tore apart and soaking right now, and it's still good, so we're gonna use it. Hey, how you doing?
Hey, hard worker.
Let's see here. Alright, just one down here. Gonna wait for that coil pack to come in. And then off camera, I'm gonna go ahead and install the fuel pump on there also. If you want to see where the fuel pump goes. Here we go. The fuel pump goes right here. And I'll get that installed. Then I'll do the carburetor, coil pack, all that on camera. And then our fan shroud on the front here. And then we'll be on the home stretch, guys. So I'll be back with you when that stuff comes in. Okay, let's get these changed out. One thing I didn't see on this, I'll have to put on here is a kill wire. Just tighten down. Alright, that's good to go. Alright, now, that's gonna be good. This will go over here. We'll have to route this around to the other one. It's gonna be a pretty nice unit. A pretty nice unit, guys. Let's get our fan on. In order for me to get this on, I'm gonna have to pull my intake back off to get this over it, because this lip right here is supposed to come off, but I guess because it was so rusted underneath here that it's stuck. And I didn't want to try to rip it off and break it anymore, so let me pull those. Get us a kill wire put on here. Pretty sure this. Yep, perfect. Just get me enough wire out of here. Plastic. All right, got that on. We'll run this out with the other stuff. Let's get our rebuilt starter on. And it runs good. It runs real good and strong. I want this at the top. No, I'm gonna put this where it's on the bottom instead of being on top like that. I'm gonna put the connection on the bottom, like so. Or no, maybe on the side like this, because the bolts are going this way, not this way. So I'm gonna have it where it's closer to the outside. What I might have to take that side panel off. Like so. Beautiful. Get our nut started. Get this a little closer to the edge. All right, that's 7/16. Yep. Yikes. All right, let's get this plugged into here. There's no wrong way to plug that up. Your two positives are on the outside. Well, you're charging. Your two ACs are on the outside, and then this middle one's going to be your positive. It goes to your battery. So, all right, everything's looking good, guys. So it looks like we're going to have this thing up and running soon. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna have to look up how this governor spring is put on. I'll do that for the time being. I think they got those in the wrong spot. This one goes here. Then our choke goes over here. All right, guys, got everything hooked up to my test bench. We're gonna go ahead and put oil in here without the spark plugs in it and turn it over. First, we're gonna make sure there's no oil leaks on it. But then we're gonna turn it over quite a bit to get that oil circulated through the pump and everything. And I don't have the gas turned on yet either. And I got this gravity fed. I can hook it up to the pump, but I don't want to mess with any all that stuff right now because I just redid all this and it's all nice and neat and pretty. So I'm just going to do gravity fed, but we'll check and see if the carburetor leaks after we run a couple cycles of this without spark plugs in to get the oil worked up into the engine. And fingers crossed everything's going to work right on it. Okay. So far, so good. No leaks yet. Let me turn this thing over. Good bit to get the oil pumped up in it. I got an oil leak. Let's see where that oil leak's coming from. All right, guys, we back. It's a different day. So I didn't have an oil leak. When I was turning this over, this has been sitting for about 3 or 4 days and there's no oil leaking anywhere else on it, so we don't have no oil leaks. But when I was turning this over, the oil was coming out super fast. And I come around here to see, and it was just shooting out of here. For some reason, I thought this was closed off, and I thought you could add an oil filter as an extra on it. For some reason, I thought it was closed off from the inside because there was a plate in there. So I had to go online and buy a new old stock one to put on. Well, it's not that, it looks like it's used, but still, this was the only one I could find. So I do have the gasket for that. I'll get this installed. And the good thing is I know the oil pump's pumping because boy, was it squirting it out. But I'm gonna get this installed, get the oil filter put on it, fill it with oil and put the oil filter on, and we're gonna see if she'll crank up. I'll be back with y'all here in a little bit. All right, guys, we're back. I got the oil filter on. We have no oil leaks at the time. Like I said, it's been sitting for a couple days, no oil leaking. Let's plug our spark plugs up. I'm doing this all live, so if we have any issues, y'all can see. I'm not going to tighten those in all the way yet. It's not going to affect anything. All right, let's turn the gas on, make sure we don't have no gas leaks. All right, it's flowing in. Let me get flashlight. Yep, it's still flowing. Still flowing. Way up above the carburetor, so. Get our kill wire ready. Okay, let's see here. Our choke. That's choke on. Okay, our throttle. I want to make sure the governor should pull it back down. So, all right, guys. Here we go. Probably gonna charge his battery. It's almost dead. Oh, yep, I had choke on, wouldn't it? All right, here we go. All right, let me put some mufflers on there because it's gonna be pretty loud. All right, let's try this with the jump pack on it. right, she runs good. Let me check that oil level and then we'll crank her back up again. Still no leaks. Carburetor's not leaking. I'm really surprised. Too much. Let's see here. Well, there you go, guys. Boy, I've rebuilt a lot of engines in my time, but the response on that and the power that I could feel behind that, that's one tough engine there. Yeah, I just got done rebuilding 26 horsepower, not 25 horsepower Kawasaki engine, but you can feel the horsepower on this whenever you giving it the gas. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series, guys. Kohler Magnum 18. I'll do a walk around on it real quick. All right, guys, that's what she looks like completely done. I gotta put my air hose, my air inlet right there. I have it soaking right now to get the old paint off of it that was on it. That's her. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series, guys. It was fun doing. I relearned a good bit on this engine. But till next time, we'll see you. Thank you for all y'all for watching.